Hello, welcome to Tricia's Cards and Crafts, and I'm going to make some, I've already made a video on to showing you how to make this wallet. We made it with some different paper, but it's the same design. Okay, it's made out of one piece of paper, and you just use the fold, and I've also used I've stuck the flap on with using the opposite side of the paper because it's double-sided. Okay, so today I'm going to show how to make the cards that fit inside, or the ones that I've made to go inside anyway. So I've made 3 of them already, and I'm going to show you how to make the other 3. So these are all using the Don't Stop Believing stamp set. So I've used the 3 images and all of the sentiments, but not on everything, not on each card. So I'll show you now. So I've used, for the melted snowman, sadly Frosty's first hot cocoa turned out to be his last, and I just put Don't Stop Believing inside of that one. This one is Don't Get Your Tinsel in a Tangle, and I've put Don't Stop Believing in there. And then for this one I haven't put a sentiment on the front, but on the inside I've got It's All Fun and Games Until Santa Checks the Naughty List, and then Don't Stop Believing. I could probably have fitted it on, but I didn't. I just wanted him on as a main focal image on the front of my card. Okay, so those are the 3 cards that I've made, and we're going to make another one each of those. So I'll just show you how I've done those. I've got the 4x4 cards, and then I've already cut to size 3 pieces of real red and 3 more pieces of whisper white card, and these are all 3 3/4 square, and the whisper white should be 3.5 inches square. Okay, so we don't actually need the cards at the moment, or the real red, although we could stick them down ready, but I'll usually do them all together. So we're going to use the 3 pieces of whisper white that will go on the top. So start off with the first one, and I stamp all the images first so they get a chance to dry, because if you're using any pens to colour in, then it does help if the ink has a little time to dry first, so that it doesn't bleed at all into the colour, doesn't taint the ink on your pens. So he's just got that on him for that card. Then the next one, I'm using the Stampin' Blends to colour my cards in, which is another reason why I've put an extra layer on the front. If I was using felt, the markers, the Stampin' Right markers, I would probably have been able to do it with just the 1 layer, but because you use Stampin' Blends, they do go through the ink, the blend. It's because it's alcohol ink, it will bleed through to the back of the thing, and so it would go through my card, and I don't really want them to show on the inside. So which is why I've put them up, layered them up. And I'm putting him slightly to the side because I want my sentiment, Don't Get Your Tinsel in a Tangle, to fit on the top. There we go. So that's done. So that's 2. And now my snowman, and again I think I'll do this first so that I've got that at the bottom. I'm going to put that in the middle. sadly, Frosty's first hot chocolate cocoa turned out to be his last. Okay, and then I'm going to just put what's left of Frosty above. There we go. There we are. Right, so you've picked all of those up now, so we can start colouring. Right, so just put this out of the way, and I've got all the blender pens that I've used here, and for the centre, just want you to be able to see what I'm doing. I've got the dark and light Poppy Parade for his hat and his coat. So I start off with the light, and I like to fill it all in with this first. I did have a little bit of an accident when I started colouring in the other card. I managed to drop it onto the card as I was taking the lid off. But I did use, there is, you can get with the blender pens a colour lifter pen, and that's what I used to take the colour back off. It isn't off completely, but it's a lot better than it was, and it doesn't show quite as much. I might have another go with it again, but I might as well be honest. I didn't mean to do it, but it just happened. There we go. There we are. So I've got one layer down, and then I'm going to go in with my dark Poppy Parade, and I'm just going to put where I would think probably any shadows might be. There we go. And then around here, sleeves and the cuff, and underneath here. They do squeak a little bit. Around underneath his beard a little bit, cause a slight shadow. There we go. There we are. And then I'll just go back in with my light again, and this time I'm going to use the lighter, the narrower end, pointy end, whatever. There you go. And just blend those lines in a bit better. And I'm just using small circular motion with the pen. Just helps to blend the lines in. It doesn't tend to make lines as such, but it does help to make it come a little bit better. When you can't do it so much around the edge, you know, because I haven't got enough room. But where I can, use the small circles. It helps to blend everything together nicely. Okay, so there's Santa. I'm going to use a little bit of the light for his lips. And then this is the colour lifter pen, which is what I used to take my little accident out. I'm just going to lighten his lips a little bit because it wouldn't necessarily be that red, and I don't want him to look as if he's got lipstick on, do I? Right, I'm now going to use the Floaty Flamingo for his cheeks. I'm just going to put a little bit around here, under his eyes. I'm putting that on first because I'm now going to go over it with some ivory. This is the ivory marker, and I think it looks quite good for skin. It looks a little bit dark when you first put it on, but don't worry because it does come a bit lighter again. So just around the side of his beard. I'm just going over the Floaty Flamingo to just blend it in so it's not quite so bright. It's not quite fluorescent at the beginning, but it doesn't look so bad now. Okay, so there's Father Christmas here. I'm going to make his eyes, I'm using the cinnamon cider light. I'm just going to make his eye brown. Could use a darker pen, but that's fine for me. And then I'm using the light basic black for his glove. And I'm just going to go over this with the light. Here we go. And then I'm going in with the dark basic black, just to make it, put the shadows in. It's where the lines were on the stamp, just to make it look a bit more 3D if you can. I'm just going to go back with that a little bit. There we are. And then for his beard, I'm using, oh, that's the other thing. I was going to use the colour lifter as well on his glasses, just to bleed a little bit of this colour out so that it makes it look a little bit lighter, but you still got the colour behind it a little bit. There we go. Now I'm using some of the grey for his beard to just give a few shadows, and on his eyebrows, and I'm trying to do it in the same direction as the lines are. I'm not doing them all, just doing a few where, just so that it makes the white stand out even more. And I'm just going to put a little bit of grey as shadows where the marks are. On his hat, just really lightly, just dotting it slightly, just to make it stand out a little bit more. There we go. And then just to finish it off, I've got the light seaside spray, and I just like to go around the outside. You don't see it, it looks a bit more now, but once it's dried, it just helps to make the image pop. A little bit more. And I'm not going to go around the bottom edge, just around the top. Okay, so there's Father Christmas done. Now we'll do the little elf. I think I'll do the skin tones first. So we've got his ears, and his hands, and his legs. There we go. I'm going to do his face, but I just want to put a little bit of pink for his cheeks again. Because I'm going to go back over these now with the ivory. We don't want him to look too pink, but just have a little bit of pink for his cheeks. And a little bit for his neck. There we go. So that's his skin tones. I'm going to give him some nice brown hair. I'm using the cinnamon cider again, the light, and then do his, this is dark and light shaded spruce for his hat and his shoes. So I'm using the light to start with. There's some there. There. There we go. And his hat. Then I'm going to come in with the dark. I'm going to do where I think the shadows would be. So on this bottom shoe, probably would be there, and underneath here, just so that his shoe stands out. A little bit on the inside here, and around here. And with a wire. There we go. Just down the one side. Probably should have been the other side, but never mind, it's fine. And then I'm just going to go back over this again. Blend that in a bit. There we go. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit of the dark Poppy Parade just on the inside of his collar. And then I've used the light Old Olive and the light Granny Apple Green to do his top. So I'm going to use the light to do his top. There and here. and then I'm using the light old olive. Just going to do a little bit there, and then I'm going to use it for his trousers, just so that they sort of differentiate between the top and the trousers, even though they're more or less the same colour. Well, they're not the same colour inks, obviously, but they're probably the same, but it just makes it look, they stand out a little bit better if you use a different colour. Okay, right, now for the for the wire around, going around the lights, I've used the dark shaded spruce. Because usually when you have Christmas lights, they very often have a green cable, which helps it to blend in with the tree. So that's why I've chosen to use the shaded spruce, and I'm using the dark rather than the light cable. It might even have been easier to use Stampin' Right marker, because you've got the nice fine end on them to be able to do the cable and the plug. There we go. And I should have just noticed I'm going to do in between his legs. There we go, for his trousers. Now for the lights, again I used the light Poppy Parade. So I'm going to use, actually no, this is the dark, but never mind, we'll use the dark now. Here's one there, I'm just going to get 3 of those, and I've used the light Daffodil Delight to do the yellow. Could have used the dark. And then I'm using the light Crying Apple Green to do the other couple of lights with the green. There we are. So I've done 2 now. So the final one, this one's quite so easy to do. I'm going to use the light shaded spruce to do the holly leaves, and the dark Poppy Parade again to do the little berries. There we go. I've got some Pumpkin Pie Dark to do the carrot nose. There we go. And I used the dark Poppy Parade as well to do the band around his hat. I've used the light Cinnamon Cider to do the twigs for his arms, and I also used it to do the cocoa that had tipped away, and I've used the light shaded spruce to do the mug, and then I just went in with the dark to do the inside of the cap and a little bit around the bottom to help the handle to stand out a little bit more. And then finally for his hat, I've used the dark and the light basic black, and I went over and did the light first, and then I used the dark to do the band around his hat, and a little bit around the bottom to help the handle to stand out a little bit more. And then finally for his hat, I've used the dark and the light basic black, and I went over and did the light first, and then fine end, just to do some shadows. There we go. Just finish off, blend those in a little bit. There we go. And then this time I've used the light seaside spray to do some shading here. And I've also gone around the whole of this image just to try and get it to pop even more. I really want it to stand out. There we go. There we go. I just realised what I didn't do. On this one, I've also put, I used the grey on the other one, but I'm going to use this one just so that he looks as though he's not floating in midair. And he's just grounding him so that he's not flying or floating away. There we go. And that was the light seaside spray again. So there we have our 3 cards coloured in. There we go. Right. So now we're going to make the cards up. So I'm going to stick the toppers to the mats first. Oops. Ah. Don't want the glue to get on the cards. There we go. Ah, now I've got it on. Oh, great. Never mind, don't worry. I will get this sorted. Stick this one down and then I'll sort those out. So we just want to make sure that that has got a nice even border around the edge. Right, let me sort this card out. I've got some glue on the back of it. There we go. Well, I can use that one as the front. And there's something on there. Right, I've got an adhesive eraser somewhere, but I don't know exactly where it's gone. So I'll just use, you can use a rubber and it will take it off eventually. Again, if it didn't matter about leaving a mark, I could use some talc or some corn flour and that will just take the stickiness away, like this one here. If you leave the Tombow to dry, it will become sort of removable because it becomes just tacky, and then you can just rub it off. But there we go, they're all right. Right, so that just shows you what you can do if you need to. I'm just going to make that one a bit better because it's not still showing at the bottom. Some of the red. There we go. That's better. It only needs to be the edges that sorted. Right, let's try and put those to the side a minute. I'll concentrate with these again. Don't think I got any on these. No. Right. Now for Snowy, Frosty, or whatever his name is. So again, just there we go. we go. Glue and come on, make sure you centered, hold him down, and finally, great, whoops, the naughty little elf getting all tangled up in his Christmas lights. There we go. There we go. So we've got our 3 mats now, or layers, mats and layers. Make sure I'm opening up the card the right direction before I stick it down on top. There we go. Because they're only small cards, I'm not going to decorate the envelopes. I could do, but again, there's no small images on this to use on the envelopes. I could use another stamp set. I could use the tinsel like I did on the, that might be an idea. I could use the tinsel from the other set that I've already used for the wallet. I could put those on the front on the envelopes, but I didn't do it on the others, so I might just finish them off and then they'll all come together. Make sure, yep, that's the right way around. I've centered that nicely. Then there's 2, and the last one Father Christmas on the front. This card. There we go. I could have used the real red blender pens, but I think it stands out a little bit more using the Poppy Parade. But if you can use whatever you've got. You can use the Stampin' Up markers or other pens that you've got, but that's what I've done. Now we do the insides. So we need Don't Stop Believing, and I need my ink pad back, wherever I put it. Here it is. So 1. Oh well, he's going to be opening up. See, I told you to make sure you get it open in the right way. So he's going to be slightly lower on this one. Never mind, it doesn't really matter in the long run. And I got some glue on there. Let's just rub that off. There we go. There we are, that's better. So he's, oh, I've done 2 the same. Whoops. And it managed to get on the inside as well. So we've got 2 this time. They're open in a different way. But again, it doesn't actually matter too much. So long as we put the sentiment the right way up. So we've got Don't Stop Believing. So we've got 2 going that way this time. And the right one the right way. Again, because they're square cards, it doesn't really matter too much, thankfully. So 1, 2, and I just need to add the extra little bit to the inside of this one, which is here. and this is the one that says it's all fun and games until Santa checks the naughty list. So, which is why he's tapping the side of his nose or the side of his head on the front of the card. So this one's going to go just above the don't stop believing. Well, see, he's just saying, yes, be careful. Right, so I've got 2 lots. So we've got 2 of those, 2 Frosties, and 2 Father Christmas Eve. That's what I did. I managed to live most of it out, but there we go. Can't be helped. Somebody won't mind. So, there's my envelopes. So we might as well do them all at the same time. I've got my holly leaves. So I need my shaded spruce for those. And I think I might just put them in on the top corner up here. So I'll do them all together. Yeah, would have been a good idea to check that I had them all the same way up before I stamp. Otherwise some will be in the top and some could be at the bottom. Yep. And because these are like almost a corner piece, I could have actually stamped them on the back of the flap on the envelope as well. That would look quite nice. Should we try and do that as well? Yeah, go on then. We'll do the back as well. So I'm going to put it this way up. On the backs. Doesn't take too long. 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. So I've finished my holly leaves. So now I just need my real red. Put that out of the way. Because now I'm going to get this everywhere. Right, oh, I need to put the lid on my... Oh, that's not clever. Where did I put that? Huh. Anyway, leave him to the side before I have another accident. So, we want 3 on the back. So 1 there like that. And 1 at the top there. So there's 1 envelope done. Just managed to get some. This is the only problem with having using a bigger pad rather than the smaller ones. When you've got a little image, you can get the ink on the blocks very easily if you're using a small stamp. 2. Oh, it's down the bottom. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, bottom and the top. There we go. So we now have our 6 cards and envelopes finished. So we've got 6 decorated cards and envelopes. We've all got some inside opening one way and some opening the other way. But there we go, we've still got 6 cards and envelopes. So we'll just put these inside our wallet. There we go. And I just need the tag to go on top. Don't know what happened there, it's a bit twisted. There we go. Right. So just put this over the top. And we've got a nice little set of Christmas cards which you could use to give to somebody as a gift, or you could sell it as at a craft fair or a Christmas fair, or you could just give it, keep it for yourself. And you've got your little wallet and cards. There we go. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos, then please click on the subscribe button. If you click on the little bell icon, you'll be notified then when I post a new video. If you have any questions, you can contact me in the comments below, or you can send me an email to triciascardsandcrafts@yahoo.com. And if you want any of the materials I've used, this paper here is from a retired set from last year, but the other one I've made is using the DSPs from this year, and the one I've used is from this set, which is the Heartwarming Hugs Designer Series paper, and it's got lots of nice designs inside, and they're all double-sided 12 by 12 papers. Anything else is also on my website, on my online shop, including the stamp set that I've used for this one, and the extra one I've used for the label on the tag for, is also from the banner here. I just used the little holly leaves there just to embellish it. Okay, so thank you for watching me. Hope you'll join me again shortly. Bye.